When I was pregnant with Candice, and the doctor suggested that I have an abortion because my husband and I have the sickle cell trait, and there was a 1 chance in 4 that she would have the disease, that the baby would have the disease. It was unfortunate, of course, that she did have sickle cell disease, but it just turned out that I am so fortunate to have had Candice. She's an absolute delight, you know, she's the love of my life. I had to learn very quickly. When Candice was younger, she missed out on a lot of things that her friends were involved in. Just going to the beach, she would get too hot. She couldn't go in the water. She would get too cold. She would get tired. She had pneumonia very often. And at that time, they admitted you to the hospital, you know, whereas other children might have just gotten an antibiotic and were allowed to go home. The most difficult part for me in raising a child with sickle cell disease was that my friends who had children the same age didn't understand it. I remember one incident when we went away and the other parents had their children help carrying the groceries, and I didn't let Candice do that, and they thought I was, you know, that wasn't fair. In the beginning, she got the care that a parent would want her to get. The problems came when Candice was 18 and she had to transfer to adult care. Now they don't have many people on staff who know about sickle cell disease, and the care she gets is very minimal. The worst thing that happened at that time was that I took her into emergency for a pain crisis, and I think they're giving her the drugs that she needs. And when she continued to scream and cry in pain, and I spoke with the doctor, they were like, oh, we gave her Tylenol. We have to be sure that she's really in pain. And I cried. As Candice got older, I realized that I could not identify with how it affected her psychologically. I had to try to figure out a way to talk to her about the disease, to explain to her, yes, she was not exactly like everybody else, but everyone has problems that are different from what they would like to have. And that if we worked at it and she took care of herself, that she would be able to do more things than she thought she could do. Because Candice was fortunate enough not to be hospitalized very often, she was trying to think of a way where she could help other patients who had sickle cell disease. And she decided to start an organization which is now known as Candice's Sickle Cell Fund, where scholarships are given yearly to students who are pursuing higher education. I was so very proud of Candice for starting this organization. And this was a way of letting these young people know that somebody cared about them and somebody understood why it's so difficult to finish school. Unfortunately, as an adult, Candice has to take a lot of medication, but that is the only way that she can continue to just be a person. Candice was hospitalized last week with what was diagnosed as acute chest syndrome, which is found in a lot of patients with sickle cell disease. We had planned for Candice to be here with us today. To me, sickle cell is one of the most devastating diseases that I know of. The doctors have a lot more to learn about it, unlike a lot of other diseases. And my heart goes out to the parents and the patients. I'm very pleased to say that Candice never felt as though she was going to give up because of the sickle cell disease. She continued to struggle. She took the medicine. She begged for help in the hospitals. She begged the doctor to give her more medication, but she never talked about giving up. I'm just proud of Candice, period. I'm just so proud of her. She never stops working for sickle cell disease.